Let's say you go to the doctor, file your taxes, apply for a passport, and post something political on social media. Now imagine all of that data, your health records, your financials, your immigration status, even your digital behavior, ends up in one centralized government database. Not just accessible, but actively monitored, analyzed, and connected. Scary? Maybe. Efficient? Possibly. Real? Absolutely. This isn't science fiction. The Trump administration has partnered with one of the most powerful surveillance companies in the world, Palantir Technologies, to make it a reality. And according to civil liberties groups, we may be on the verge of the largest domestic surveillance expansion in U.S. history. So what exactly is Palantir? What's in this executive order? And is this about security or control? Let's break it down. Now you might be wondering, why am I even talking about this? Well, for one, I've spent a lot of time listening to the Ron Paul Liberty Report. If you've ever tuned in, government surveillance is one of his biggest concerns. He's warned for years that once state power expands in the name of safety, it rarely ever shrinks back. Wiretaps, mass data collection, warrantless spying. Ron Paul has been sounding the alarm. And honestly, his message hits harder now than ever. This story feels like a real-world example of everything he's been warning about. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into it. Palantir Technologies isn't just another Silicon Valley company. Co-founded by billionaire and longtime Trump supporter Peter Thiel, Palantir has become the go-to data firm for some of the most powerful agencies in the U.S., including the CIA, FBI, ICE, and the Pentagon. And their tools? They're not made for marketing. They're built for surveillance, counterterrorism, and law enforcement. Think of Palantir as the quiet force behind some of the government's most secretive data operations. So, how did this all come together? In March of 2025, the Trump administration issued a sweeping executive order, mostly under the radar. Officially, it was about modernizing data infrastructure and improving interagency efficiency. But in practice, it allows almost every major federal agency, from the IRS to Homeland Security to Health and Human Services, to share internal data and consolidate it in one system. That means tax records, Social Security info, immigration files, healthcare data, even biometric scans, all pulled into a massive, centralized platform. And who's managing it? Palantir. Their software, particularly Foundry and Gotham, allows this data to be linked, cross-referenced, and analyzed in real time. We're not talking about some future dystopia. It's already here. Before I go any further, I want to make one thing clear. This isn't just a Trump thing. Both parties have played a role in building the surveillance state. Bush gave us the Patriot Act. Obama expanded drone strikes and NSA spying. Now Trump is centralizing data at a level we've never seen before. It doesn't matter who's in power. The machine keeps growing, and our rights keep shrinking. This is about power, not party. Now here's where it gets seriously concerning. Groups like the ACLU are warning that this could lead to the creation of a full-fledged surveillance state. This isn't just isolated data. This is a complete, living digital profile of you, accessible in real time and shared across government departments. Even former Palantir employees are speaking out. In an open letter, they warn that this project shifts the company's mission from public safety to unchecked state power. Critics say this isn't just a tool. It's a foundation, one that could be used to track dissidents, suppress political opposition, or monitor journalists and activists. And the scariest part? It's all being done legally, quietly, and without public debate. To be fair, not everyone sees this as a problem. Supporters argue that this is exactly what modern government should be doing. Right now, federal data is fragmented. Agencies don't talk to each other. And that inefficiency makes it harder to catch fraud, detect threats, or respond quickly to emergencies. By centralizing data under one system, they say we can prevent duplicate benefits, spot suspicious activity, and identify terrorism patterns more effectively. Palantir defends itself too, saying it just provides the tools, not the policies. Their software includes audit trails, access controls, and compliance checks. So if it's abused, they argue, that's on the government, not them. So where does that leave us? On one hand, you've got a private tech giant helping the government run more efficiently. On the other, you've got the foundation of a surveillance apparatus that could outlive every administration and outgrow every law meant to keep it in check. And that's what worries me, because history shows us, once surveillance systems are built, they don't go away. They get bigger, they get repurposed, and eventually they get abused. This isn't about paranoia, it's about patterns. Every time we trade away a little more privacy for convenience or security, we lose something much harder to get back. So the real question isn't whether you trust the government now. It's whether you trust the next one, or the one after that. Thanks for watching. If you found this video thought-provoking, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and don't sleep on your rights.